The Prime Minister has the call.
Thank you very much, Madam Deputy Speaker, and I do apologise for arriving a few seconds late. And if I could ask your indulgence for a few remarks about the Bomber Command Memorial, and I believe the Leader of the Opposition will want to make some remarks as well. So often when we reflect on the history of the Second World War, we think of the remarkable men of Fighter Command who kept the Nazi forces at bay over the skies of England in that perilous summer of 1940. Men rightly celebrated as the few. But we should also remember their brother pilots of Bomber Command, who could be said to be the many in the ranks of the Air Force fraternity. There were 125,000 in all from the UK and around the Commonwealth, including 10,000 Australians. Sadly, more than 1 in 3 would never come home. 3,486 Australians were lost in action, a startling number, and another 650 died in training accidents. They endured exceptional danger and faced one of the highest casualty rates of any formation in the Allied Armed Forces. It's little wonder that Bomber Command yielded up 19 Victoria Cross winners. These men were the bravest of the brave. Deputy Speaker, for decades, controversy over the nature of the strategic bombing campaign has obscured commemoration of the courage of these bomber crews. That is, until today. In a few hours' time, amid the beautiful lawns and trees of Green Park in London, the Queen will unveil the new Bomber Command Memorial. This recognition is long overdue. Recognition for the courage and dedication of men who fought a relentless 2,000-day campaign, who endured bitter cold and noise across distant and hostile skies, who flew planes often riddled with bullets or engines shot away, who faced the ever-present risk of fire and horrific burns, all in the long shadow of death, knowing that each take-off might be their last. Now, 67 years after their final wartime missions, a wrong is corrected and honour is restored. A group of Australian Bomber Command crew will be at the ceremony later today. It will be a homecoming, a restitution and the final settling of a long overdue debt. To them, to their mates here at home and those no longer with us, the nation says, thank you for your service and sacrifice. You gave your best years and all too often you gave your lives. Your valour will never be forgotten.
Thank you, Prime Minister. The Leader of the Opposition on indulgence.
Well, Madam Deputy Speaker, I'm pleased to support the remarks of the Prime Minister on this day, the day when in London the Queen is dedicating a memorial to Bomber Command, commemorating all the Allied aircrew killed in action with Bomber Command during the Second World War, including 3,500 Australians. As the Prime Minister has said, Madam Deputy Speaker, this was a difficult campaign. It was morally difficult as well as militarily difficult, but we must never forget that those who served in Bomber Command were serving us under our flags, serving our countries, serving our cause, and we should honour them for what they did. As the Prime Minister has reminded the House, there are Australian veterans of Bomber Command in London this day, but we're lucky to have at least one veteran of Bomber Command in the Speaker's gallery with us right now, Ted Malmgren, DFC, who flew 31 sorties over Europe. He was shot down and survived through parachuting. Ted is one of the last of his kind, and it's an honour to have him in the Parliament today. Ted is not only a constituent of mine, not only someone who flew with Qantas for 35 years at different times in his retirement. He's been a land care volunteer, and he's recently had published a short book about his life entitled Ed's Story. On behalf of the Coalition, I honour and salute the service and sacrifice of all who served in Bomber Command.
The Leader of the House.
I ask the Leader of the House to refer further statements on indulgence on the 70th anniversary of the operations of Bomber Command to the Federation Chamber.
Is there any objection to leave being granted? There being no objection, the Leader of the House.
I move that further statements on indulgence on the 70th anniversary of the operations of Bomber Command be referred to the Federation Chamber.
The question is that the motion moved by the Leader of the House be agreed to. All of those of that opinion say aye. To the contrary, no. I think the ayes have it. And I'd also like to welcome our distinguished visitor to the gallery today. You do us proud by being here. Thank you very much.